Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Wonderful to have everybody here. Hope everybody's preparations are going well. Even preparing to go away takes preparations. Everything should go easy. We start the sixth parak of Idiyos. Moving along in Masechtas Idiyos. What an adventure this Masechta is. Every Mishna is a different subject. And we're sponsored Lili Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Alevi Perel Bas Ruvain Lili Nishmas David ben Chaim Lufu Shalem for Yomis Mechai Sorry Yaakov ben Bas Yaleis Chusov Avram Yom ben Shbemak Yudis and family Bayok Tugman and family Lufu Shalem for Rivka Bas Shiralei Mashmei ben Esther Fradel Avigdaya ben Rivka Devar Bas Shashabina and Meir ben Chai Sarah. Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava Hayed Chamisha Dvarim. He testified about 5 things. Number 1, Shemamani Nesaktanis. Even though normally we don't like miyun, but there are situations where we train a minor to do miyun. And that's the case where Reuven and Shimon are married to 2 sisters, Rachel and Leah. Shimon is married to Leah, who's 10 years old. Reuven dies childless. Now Rachel falls to Shimon. Leah, since she's only Ketana, her Kedushin is not strong enough to push away Rachel as Achasishtai, because Rachel falls Midaraisa, she's an adult, and Leah is a Ketana. On the other hand, he cannot continue living with Leah because it's Achais Kukasai. It's a sister of Zika. So in this case, it's the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava. What he testified is that we train Shimon to give we train Leah to do miyun as a ketana. It annuls her marriage, it annuls it completely, and then Shimon could be mekayim yibum with Rachel. V'shemasiyan as isha al pied echad, and that we allow a woman to remarry on the testimony of one witness, even though normally Davar Shebe'erva, you can't do anything pachas mishnayim, but over here mipnei iguna hekilu, and isha daiko minsava, the woman will be very careful before she remarries, because if the first husband comes back, then we throw the book at her, teitze mizeh mizeh. So therefore we allow the woman to marry on the testimony of one witness. V'sheniskol tarnagol b'Yerushalayim al shahoreges hanefesh. And that they stoned the tarnagol in Yerushalayim, a rooster in Yerushalayim, for killing someone. So that the din is not just with a shar, but any animal or bird that kills is put to death. What's the 4th rule? Val yayin ben arbam yaim. That wine, even though it was only fermented 40 days, it's still acceptable as nesachim on the mizbeach, shenisnasech al gabi mizbeach. And the last thing that he gave testimony is al tamid shel shachar, that there was a time that the morning tamid shekarav barba shais, that was offered up in the 4th hour. The Rav brings down that at the time of the Greek siege, they used to send lambs, and one day they didn't send it, and a miracle happened that they found lambs in the Beis Hamikdash, and they offered it in the 4th hour. Heyed Rabbi Yeshua v'Rab Nechunya ben Eli Nosson, ish Kfar Bavli, Rabbi Yeshua and Rabbi Nechumya ben Eli Nosson, a man from the village of Bavli, testified al aver min hamei shu tamei, that a limb from a mace, even though it didn't have a kazayas of corpse flesh on it, but it was a limb that has both basar, etzem, and gidin, that it needs to have all 3 of those, that such a limb is metame ba'oil, and that's in Kesara is metame b'mago b'masa, but a limb is metame ba'oil even if it doesn't have a kazayas of flesh on it. So they told him, Rebbe Eliezer Eimer, for Rebbe Eliezer had said, Lo amru al eva min achai, that they only said this to be true about a limb from a live person. But a limb from a mace is not metame if it doesn't have a kazayas bas. Amru Loi, they told him, Valoi kavachaymer. There's a kavachaymer. Uma min achai shu toyer, madach, from a live person. Now, a live person is tar. A live person isn't tummy. Uma min achai shu tar. Ever apirish mimenu tamei, a limb that separates from it is tamei. Hameshu tamei, the corpse, which is avi avos hatama, surely ein a din she ever apirish mimenu tamei. Amar lahem, so Rebbe Eliezer said to them, the Messiah is like amru el eva min achai, that only an eva min achai is metame, and eva min ameis that doesn't have a kazayas basar of the corpse on it is tar, davar achad. Or they countered meruba tumas achayim and tumas ameis. The tumah of the living is more than the tumah of a mace. Shachai, a living person, let's say a zava, oiso mishkav u'maishav mitachtav, anything underneath it, if it's for lying upon or sitting upon, even 10 layers of mattresses, they're all tamei, l'tamei adam or l'tamei begadim. And it's tamei, it makes it an avatama, to be metame a person and the begadim on that person. The al gabav, and anything on top of the zav and the zava who are living. The gabav madaf, it's a lesser tumah, but anything on top, even 10 layers on top, it becomes a rishon. L'tamei ochel and a mashkin. Masha ein a mace mitame. This is not true by a mace. If a mace is on top of something, so past 3 levels, it's not mitame. So what it's on top of maybe will be an avi avaisatuma, depending what the material it is, and then an avatuma, and then a rishon. But more than that, it doesn't go, right? Because the rishon is not going to be mitame kalim. So it'll only be metame up to 3. It won't be metame even 10. So you see that the tumah of a chayim is more than the tumah of the mason. And therefore, Reb Eliezer counters, that's why only an Ever HaPerish Min HaChay is tamei, an Ever HaPerish Min HaMeis is not tamei. So now Rabbi say tonight, we have the daf at 8:15. Following the daf is a Haggadah shir. Thoughts on the Haggadah insights. And the Olam is welcome to join, whether you want to join here or to join on Zoom. That probably be start about 9:05. Tomorrow morning, Shachris is 7:30, followed by the Siyam HaBechorim. So if you're a Bechor, you can't eat until you hear a Siyam. So you could come here and hear a Siyam. Remember, if you're a Bechor and you usually take a coffee before you come to shul, don't do that tomorrow morning. No, really. People forget. Don't do that. You have to fast. Right? So
I'm talking about coffee. I can switch over the yarn tonight after tomorrow.
Good. You're not going to wait till Sukkot.
No.
Yeah. Very quietly, Chaim Rosen is proving that he's not just good at the bima. He has many other talents. You know, he's not. They used to say there was a player on the Mets called Lee Mazzilli, and he was called a utility player because he could do a lot of things. He could even be a catcher. So he was a utility player. So Chaim is showing that he could be a utility player. Chaim, we're very appreciative. Very appreciative. We're not going to call you Lee, but very appreciative. Let's see what else. Daf Yomi tomorrow night is 9:15 because it's going to be after Bedika. Chanani ben Akasha Amar Ratzah Kadosh Baruch Hu